Congratulations, I have now conditioned you all to, when you hear a dice roll noise, to laugh because it's a funny joke.
It is
Fucking
pretty
hate
funny.
you. I hate you.
It's pretty funny.
It is kind of funny though.
It is really funny, but I hate you.
All right, there we go. We are a go.
All right, everybody ready?
I need an adult.
You are an adult.
No.
God, I want to answer. Nobody's an adult. We're all just children that grew up and don't know what the fuck we're doing.
This is very true, actually.
And how does that go?
All right, so on a successful mission, coming back from killing wolves and gaining the required pieces and saving a orc man named Okar, you make your way back to Gorthadak to deliver what was gone and to inform him of the fact that a direwolf was in a place it was not normally supposed to be. Afterwards, he decided to pay you in answering questions you may have had. You asked a few things. He paid you the rest of the lump sum. And afterwards, the party decided to split. 2 of you going to the magic shop, the other 2 going to the church.
We saw God.
2 of you, the 2 that went to the magic shop, proceeded to take all of the shitty magic items that there were in stock.
Oh
Thought
my
it
god, I
left.
forgot about that for a second.
And also some healing potions.
Oh,
And
Okay, so
then-
you did get something good. Let's
yeah,
go.
they got 4. You got 4 healing potions and all the shitty magical items, which include a sword that glows whenever danger is within 100 miles of it, a amulet that creates an ant a day, a ring that lets you know whether you're telling the truth or not, and a bag that can hold a coin. A bag of unholding. So, you also had commissioned a bag of holding to be made, and managed to bargain it down to be 500 up front, 250 upon pickup. The 2 that went to church had a bit of a, excursion.
Very different
With-
time, to say the least.
Punching a sconce, fill the fire, or not a sconce, but punching a
Brazier.
punching a brazier that was currently on fire, and being forced to their knees by some sort of green type energy, and the other having some sort of freaky ass conversation with a god that they didn't even know that they were aware of. Proceeded to meet back up with each other, hand each other the potions, split the potions, and through a conversation with an elven man outside of the church, we're going to possibly figure out what was going on with these indentured servants. And we now come back to the party. What is it you all would like to do? Respi, you're a motherfucker. I just see him holding up. Yeah, I just see him holding that shit up. You can die in a hole. My god.
Rocks fall, Talik dies.
Rocks fall. A hole
Tylik
opens up from
dies.
under Tylik. Roll a new character for me. Roll 3d6. Cool. All right.
Roll 46, drop the lowest.
I'm rolling a new character, aren't I?
Yep.
So where are we again?
You're in the middle of the street. You're about halfway between the Colosseum and the church. You're not currently aware about where the indentured servitude location is. All you know is that one man runs it, and that man's name, hold on.
Hartan.
Yeah, Hartan. All you know is that Hartan is the one that runs it.
I guess we're gonna go find motherfucking Artan, dude. I'm about to put a stop to this shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm remembering. Okay. You said that, and it didn't process fully in my brain until right now. I got it. Okay.
All right. So, what is your plan to find Hartan's location?
Actually, I'm like going into like full detective mode now.
Did
I
the
mean,
other
we
guy
could've just
tell us
asked.
anything about where
I
they
mean,
were?
yeah, no, but I'd also like to talk to Gorthodek about the machinations of this Colosseum, make sure it's like this happens every once in a while, they get put to a different spot, or like that shouldn't happen, some shit's going on.
Something is wrong.
So I guess I go hunt down Gorthodek first, because you know where the
All
fuck
right.
he is.
Let me know. Yeah, as far as your work, Gorthodek is still in the bar. So,
Yeah.
is everybody heading back to Gorthodek's bar?
Kent follows John.
All right. So you all head back to Gorthodek's bar. You walk through the Coliseum, so you don't have to walk around it because that would take for fucking ever. You go through. You're back at the other side of the square. You see again all the stalls and something you hadn't noticed before because you were still like taking in everything. Like you're still slowly getting used to all this shit. You just had a night's rest and got some shit done. Like you're just now like noticing more details. Like every now and again, like maybe every 1 in 100, maybe a little more, a little less, you notice somebody with just a black collar around their neck. And the people you see are like, you see elves, half elves, orcs, you see a Goliath, you see a Minotaur. Like there's many different kinds of races. Some of them look more disheveled, some of them actually look like in peak of their health. Like there's not really like a uniform look to them. But as you are walking down, you make your way to Gorthodek's bar.
Okay,
You
real quick, so I don't feel like an asshole. I've completely forgotten the girl's name. I know it starts with a J that we're looking for.
No, Jay
with
is
an
the
A.
Jay is the name of the elven
The
man.
dude. Okay.
Aurora is the
Aurora,
name of the
there we go.
I thought it
half-elven
was like
woman.
Shannon or something.
See, this is why I cleared it beforehand.
Shannon, what the fuck? No name is Shannon.
You know, the greatest fantasy name ever.
Oh,
Shannon.
somebody in here is
Like
named
a breed
Kevin.
of
I can't
Karen.
wait for you to find them.
Dude, I love a
I've been
quick
looking
side
for you.
note. I love naming.
What are you doing, Respi? Okay, I just suddenly see smoke fucking up here, and I'm like, what the fuck?
You got a smoke machine in here.
Name
He's like,
ancient
"It's for the
dragons the most
atmosphere."
mundane shit possible.
I am Bob.
And thus stands before you the greatest dragon you've ever seen, Keith.
I'm like,
Alright.
Respi's
so-
fucking webcam is going fucking crazy right now with the candle that close. Alright, so you make your way to Gorthodek's bar.
Yeah.
You walk up, you see one of the other Gorthodeks. Like the same, like black suit, black pants, like the black vest top with the white dress shirt underneath. Shorter horns, the short black hair. And goes, "Oh, pleasure to meet all of you. Are you here to have another? Are you here to have a fine dine at this establishment? What is your? Is it just the 4 of you, or?"
John writes down, can you answer questions about the Colosseum?
I'd be happy to answer however I can help. If that is all you require of me today, I can do that.
John writes down, have you ever heard of the Colosseum putting people out at the wrong spot?
As a sort of, like, enchantment malfunction? I'm not sure I've ever heard of something.
Yeah, John, like, flips 4 pages, and like there is just like essentially the fucking dossier of what's happening right now. Fucking description of Jay, description of Aurora, like last scene, all this shit. And John's just like, like next page, Coliseum shouldn't underlined malfunction.
I'm definitely not sure I've ever heard of anything like that. As far as I'm aware, the enchantments for the Colosseum were entirely made by Gorthodek. If there's any sort of enchantment malfunction, most likely they've been tampered with. But even then, it would have to be by somebody highly skilled to go under Gorthodek's watchful eye. He'd make sure that everything can be as safe as it can be. Would you like... He, like, sits for a moment. The eyes are, like, a solid gray, like, cloudy gray. And as much as you can see, they, like, slightly roll back and then roll back forward, but there is no iris or pupil. Go, he is currently in his office if you would like to speak. Please, right this way. You walk through the door, back in the same familiar office. You see Gorthodek there, and his outfit is, he's in a different outfit, from what you remember. He now has he still has a cape on. The outside of the cape, the top of it is a black that then fades down to a gray, and the tips of the cape at the bottom are like a white fur, and the inside of the cape is a black with a like continuously moving golden inlay. He has a like yellow vest with white dress shirt, white pants, and white dress shoes. And like right as you walk in, like right as you're taking in the moment, he goes, "You're back. Why are you here?"
Thick cloak.
Thanks. I'm trying on an outfit I haven't had in a while.
John writes down,
Sick
someone
cloak,
went
man.
missing after the Colosseum fight wasn't placed with the person they went in with.
You're speaking about Aurora, aren't you? I've been looking
Hey,
into that.
Swimming Link, welcome to the stream.
I've had one of my clones look... I'm currently having a few of my clones look at all of the enchanted circles. It takes some time. So far, the front half, closer to the Endless Forest, I've not noticed or found any sort of tampering. My best guess is either they've tampered with the portal, or there is some sort of item on person that was given to them that when they were transferred out brought them to another location. So it was not the portals themselves tampered with. To be honest, it's a shock that anybody would... I'm not even sure what they would go for it. I'm not in the business of kidnapping, so I don't know what they do it for. My best guess would be some sort of ritualistic purpose, or just some sick freak who decided to take somebody that they saw and had a fancy for. I'm not really sure. The best person to have a read on that sort of crowd would be Hartan at his place, Second Set of Hands. That is his business.
Okay, and then where's that located?
That would be to the east side of the Colosseum. If you go towards the east side of the Colosseum down that main road, it'll be very noticeable. It's almost like a warehouse / tent. It's both... It's more for show. The building it was before was almost a circus style, and he has taken it, but decided to keep the look for his business. Is there anything you need from me while you're here?
John writes down, have you checked the symbols near Harton's yet?
The symbols near Harden's.
Because he said he had people going around checking the.
Oh, the magical symbols around the Colosseum. I've not gotten to that. I've not gotten fully across that side, but I have gotten partway through. If anything does come up, I'll be sure to let you, young, intrepid, action-packed heroes, I'll be sure to get you a letter or some sort of notice. You all have definitely piqued my interest, considering you managed to fight off a direwolf. I presumed with my testing of that, head you brought in, whenever you killed it, it had some sort of enfeeblement spell placed upon it. So, which probably explains your more relative ease of defeating it. Direwolves are typically in the mid to far forest ranges. A lot of them tend to stick around the evergreen. But, apart from that, it's a big, wild
very
wonder as to
mysterious
why
man.
a direwolf would ever be so close.
Interesting.
He thinks for a moment and goes, my schedule's been a bit short. Been in the middle of so many things. How good are you all at interrogation?
John smirks.
Hi. How you doing?
You all seem...
John
Ken's
writes
just like,
down,
what?
it came with my job title.
You seem very confident in your abilities, and that's wonderful.
By the way, you called John fighting, not John interrogating.
That,
You tell me
Rap-
a name for like a shit brick house can't get answers out of someone.
That, no good asshole who was yelling at me yesterday. I had some questions for him, because nobody just wanders in here thinking they can just stab me. He had some greater plan. I mean, this knife, and he opens up the drawer and pulls out, and to your look, like, it's got, like, a silver, like, the whole blade looks like it's silver with, simplistic looking runes across the blade. And the hilt of it, curves so it has, like, a piece covering the knuckles, and the whole handle and that part is a green with, like, a gold spiral wrapping around it. He goes, this dagger has its uses, but I have no idea what he intended with it if he was to attack me. Do you want it? It could become useful. I have daggers that could do way more than just this.
John
All right.
will extend his hand for it.
He flips it around, grabs it by the blade, hands it over. Goes, wonderful. Now,
He never expects the second attempt.
go ahead. See what happens.
And,
Right.
and he's dead.
All right. Roll 46. Drop the lowest.
It was nice knowing you all, 07.
07.
Just immediately dead.
He goes, all right. I haven't prepped for interrogation. I haven't gone around. He's currently been sitting in there for an hour just staring at a wall with no light.
Shit, I know that one.
That must be like every night.
If you would like to go this way, and you look over, and where it was just a blank wall is now a door, he goes, this will lead into that room where he is currently sat. If you would like to Ask him what you can, get what information you can. I will get what I can later. I'm in the middle of trying to figure shit out, especially with this runic problems. I'll make sure to go more on the side of hard hands.
Okay.
He opens up a drawer and it goes like 5 times the length of his desk. Pulls out a piece of parchment and starts writing something down. And you are free to go into the door.
Alright.
I walk through the door.
You go through and you see the guy. He's sitting there with, there's these light, like pinkish purple smoke around his wrist and ankles that is up there around his ankles and also around the arms and legs of the chair. He sees you walk in and he goes,
Before he
"Oh."
talks, I quickly pull out a dagger and throw it at the hand that wasn't cut off. But we're going right into this.
Roll me an
I stop
attack. Okay. Go ahead, make opposed dexterity checks. Make opposed dexterity checks. No, how about that? Okay, I'll say this. Respi, make an attack roll. Tylek, make an attack roll. John, make a dexterity check. If you beat the attack roll, then you catch the knife like as it leaves his hands.
Oh my god.
It has been 20 minutes, and this is already happening. Okay.
Like 30 seconds into it. Holy shit.
I am playing
Immediately.
bad cop today.
Really? I had no clue.
More like fucking police brutality cop. Like, Jesus Christ.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
it
Alright,
was miss
alright.
anyways.
Yeah, I stop it. That's a 10 on the dice.
Yeah, you like grab his hand with the dagger in it.
He's
And
really just like, second hand.
They never expect the second one.
the
Just
guy like
grabs both of your you off the fucking ground.
the guy like he like flinches
Just make
slightly
sure-
as you like
Fireball.
as you flick it out, and John like unnaturally grabs the hand. He like flinches and goes, "Oh, you mother! Let me out of here! I just lost some money. What's it mean to you guys?" And he is just sitting here like
John's
he
like,
seems upset.
Is there
Really?
another chair? Like, is it standard interrogation table?
There's
chair?
it is a like concrete room that has one light up at the top and just the chair he is sitting in. There is nothing else.
John writes down, you had to have had grander plans, right? Just like ... right?
Alright.
He says, "Look, I was a little upset. I got a dagger. I wanted to try and get back at the guy, okay? He obviously went overboard when he was fighting him."
15 insight.
It's not. It doesn't feel like it's holding up.
Not. It is like
It's-
what happened, but it's not everything that
yeah.
happened. John writes down, I feel like you're leaving out details.
Make an either persuasion or intimidation check, your choice on which way you want to go with it. Either you can be friendly with him, try and just get the information out, or you can be like, "Tell me."
I'll do the persuasion round. I got a 14 minus 1 to 13.
For persuasion,
Yes.
I would say,
Not yet.
he goes, like he looks at you and goes, "Okay, so I lost more money than I said. Whatever. Just can I get the fuck out of here? I can't even pull my nub out of this damn magic cuff, whatever the fuck it is."
the moment he says I lost more money than I stated, John like leans forward across the table with like the look of a knowing parent.
I start
Of
slowly
just
like,
walking
"Sure
in front
about that."
of John. I extend my hand across him and push him back a little bit. And I look this man right in the face. I'm like, if you know what's good for you, you're gonna stop with your lies and tell us why you tried to murder Gorthadak. Now speak.
That is what. Hold on, 1 second. Need to look something up because I'm stupid.
You know.
Yes. Wait, I can just go here. Ooh, all right, that was. He like shakes his head for a moment and goes, "What the fuck are you trying to do? Like, what? I'm just trying to tell you, I just lost some money, okay? It's what does it matter to you guys?"
Well, I'm sure you've noticed my patience kind of thin here. Especially after you decided to attack one of our party's business partners. Do I need to remind you what happens? And I start reaching for a dagger.
John,
Uh,
just a gentle hand on the shoulder.
Go ahead,
Just
roll me an
no.
intimidation. Go ahead, roll me intimidation.
Do I get an advantage?
For the simple fact that John is right, even though John isn't seeming intimidating, just behind
Just
him
by
directly,
nature, I
just
am.
by nature, just being a shithouse that is able to rip him in half probably at any moment.
And
Go
I'm
ahead, roll me
virtual.
advantage.
Fuck.
Holy shit! What did you roll? What did you roll?
He looks at you up and down and just spits in your face. He goes, "Fuck you."
John.
I quickly whip out the dagger and just hold it up to his neck.
Okay, I'll let you do your thing.
I am intimidating this motherfucker.
He
Doesn't look like it.
Maybe
After-
not now, but when I stop rolling fucking shit this game,
Eventually, bro. A 1 and a 3 with advantage.
he goes, "Oh, look, okay, it's just what they wanted me to do. I really didn't want to. I got in. I was forced to. The only way I could stay safe. Okay,
who is they?
make another intimidation check."
I say that as I start pushing it into his skin.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, with advantage, because now with a knife to his throat, it's
Damn, that's
There
more
you
like
go.
it.
Fucking finally. Holy
Finally.
shit.
he like looks like it. You're pressing his throat and like slightly cuts. So there's like a tiny trail of blood leaking down. He just the 10 branches, okay? The 10 branches. I got in deep with the 10 branches. Owed them a debt. They said that I just needed to hit him with this dagger once, and my debt would be settled. Okay? I just didn't want to get hurt.
John produces the dagger and just like starts examining it.
They just
I-
They just
I
said it would make him
pulled-
weak somehow. I don't know how.
Okay. I pull the dagger away, do a little twirl, and slam it into its holster. And I back off.
John, the fucking slide back in.
Good cop, bad cop.
We're doing it. We're doing the good cop, bad cop routine.
Except the good cop is the scarier one.
Oh, yeah. I feel like it's even more horrifying because you better stay on his fucking
Yeah,
good side.
It's like you better hope he stays bad cop.
He's amicable but terrifying.
Like, just imagine you just minding your business. Someone walks through the door. Dunk. No
Uh,
words.
John writes down what's your name? Like, let's get this out here so I don't have him as asshole in my notes.
Can I like pull the dagger from John and start examining it myself?
Yeah. Because your world would have magic, you can go ahead and make an Arcana check to try to see if you can figure out what the knife does. He goes, "My name is Jeremy."
Regular ass name. Let's go.
That's
Uh,
16.
you're looking at the knife. The runes are somewhat familiar. You can only presume like this world just has slightly different runecraft or possibly more advanced runecraft. So the most you can get is that it gives whenever you hit them, you get some sort of choice on how to make them weaker.
So like a hex type beat.
Okay.
Similar, yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Okay.
John writes down, why did you have the 10 branches? I'm just gonna act like I know what the 10 branches are.
I I went against their word. I was in it. I was in for their memo. Then I wanted to get out. They didn't like that. And so my debt was to be able to leave with my life intact.
John's face kind of softens at the mention of essentially, I got pulled in and then I wanted out. They didn't let me out. John just like gently nods and then writes down, in for the penny, not for the pound? Question mark.
Yeah, I was mainly in the branch I was in for was the one for Corazorn, but that one got disbanded quick and has been scrambling ever since comparatively to the other 9. Don't let anybody know I told you about this, that my life is on the line.
John kind of laughs to himself and then writes down, not a word from me. Okay. I look back at Telik about the update on the knife.
I give like a sly smirk. I'm like, I have some plans for this.
Okay.
I explain the
hell
basic
does that
premise that
mean?
it's similar to a hex blade. Like it's a blade imbued with like a hex spell, similar. But I'm not aware on the specifics. I don't know if that makes sense to John.
His world does not have magic.
Oh, we do, but like, not a lot.
Yeah, like minor.
Like, if you could cast a fireball, you're the scariest motherfucker on the block.
Okay, hear me out here. If even in normal D&D, if someone can cast a fireball, they are still the meanest dude on the block.
Okay, but in normal D&D, there's a motherfucker that shouts power word scrunch.
Power word testicular torsion!
Power would scrunch.
Exactly. I heard a dude whisper 9 hells or some shit, and then everyone's skin turned inside out. What the fuck?
I explain it like I'm explaining it to a 5-year-old.
I was gonna say, John, like the moment you say hex, John like nods, but like the empty nod, of,
Like,
yes, yeah, I see.
I would I catch that? Would I catch the empty nod?
John is not trying to hide this fact.
Okay, I'm like, okay, and then explain it in more like someone who's not familiar with magic terms. Like, it's a
Free.
knife with the ability to, upon striking someone.
As far as
Um,
you can tell, that's what
As far as I can tell. Upon striking someone, I can choose to rehabilitate them in some way.
John immediately gives like the nod of Alright.
This guy's just sitting here like in fear as you guys are just like having this casual conversation about this knife.
I slowly turn to him like,
But you. What other questions? So he's a member of the 10 branches. Corazon has a branch, or had a branch. It's kind of scrambled now, which is a key point because that means powerful people have branches, but why doesn't Corazon have one? This is all like running through John's head right now. Where'd my notepad go? Handed a fancy knife. He was in for the penny, not for the pound. The 10 branches
over to
doesn't
John.
sound familiar,
You want
correct?
a cool
No,
pen?
you guys have never heard of the 10 branches coming into this. So
I'll ask Orthodox on the way out. Are you willing to tell us who gave you the knife? John writes that down.
I was never told a name. He just went by Z. That's all I know.
I look at the man, trying to, while I'm asking, trying to discern if he's trying to deceive. How much were you being paid for this contract?
It wasn't a payment.
My life?
It was an out of debt, getting
Oh.
out of this fucking.
They told me if
Okay.
I did this, as long as I did not speak of any of the branches, that I would no longer have to serve in the branches.
Let's see here.
I'd like to think that Kent and Brenham are just kind of like sitting in the corner, just watching them do this. Like,
Just
oh
eating-
my
eating
god.
popcorn, just
I
like
was say, I'm pretty sure we both would have done something, but they kind of took it upon themselves to be good cop,
We're
bad
just
cop
kind
here.
of
So
chilling.
just kind
We're
of like
just
a,
like, I mean,
Yeah,
if they
you
need
guys-
our help, we're here.
yeah,
That was
you guys got
amazing.
this. Yeah.
It's a John and Tylik moment.
Certified John and Tylik moment.
It's literally, tell us who you're being employed to now. And then
he's just
other guys over here like,
yeah. I just imagine like the meme of like the Powerpuff Girls music with the dude writing on the blackboard. Just
that's honestly John during conversation.
Just rapidly starts writing out of nowhere.
intimidating, yelling, broken up by periodic scribbles on paper.
Just the terrifying silence, to be honest. Okay, so can't go down that line.
So
it was
threatening.
a one-off thing.
Yeah, do you guys have any more questions or?
I do.
I do not.
Is Harton associated?
No, he just runs the indentured servitude. He has nothing to do with the branches. As far as I know, I mean, he's just somebody who sells indentured servants.
Let's see, so Harton's not involved. So
He knows
I'm
of.
gonna- you know, actually, I'll insight check that.
Go ahead.
That's a 17.
Plus anything, minus anything. or
It's a 15 plus 2.
Okay, plus two. He does not seem to be telling a lie.
Okay.
He seems to be telling the truth, like to his knowledge, at least.
I
Hartan
understand
is
that.
not a part of it.
Harton isn't involved. Okay. I think we're done here.
Oh, I actually have one more question. So after John, I'm guessing, backs off a little bit, I step in front and I'm like, one last question. Have you heard the name Aurora?
Aurora. She. Somebody planted something on her, I think.
Oh,
Oh.
That
and
was.
what would that be?
I don't know the specifics. I just know that somebody was told to give her some sort of item, either willingly or forcefully, whatever they needed to do to get her to have it on her person during the arena fight.
And
Uh-oh.
is this through the 10 branches?
I believe yes. I can't remember which branch desired for this, but it was one of the branches.
Can you
Hmm.
tell us the branches? Like John writes down. Can you tell us what the branches are?
He goes the moment he goes to speak about the branches and like goes to try and speak in detail about the branches, he immediately wrenches in and starts like screaming in pain and like is like shaking in the chair, and when he comes back up his like eyes are starting to leak blood and there's
I
blood
turn
dripping out from
around.
Oh
his mouth.
no!
And
I
he's
turn
just, and
around,
I
plant
guess
a
it
hand on the
doesn't
back
know.
of Kent and start pushing him forward a little bit.
I was gonna say we were each handed a health pot, right?
yes,
yeah.
we each have one health.
I was
health
gonna say
potion.
John will immediately just like uncork it, gently lean the head back, jaw open.
You're doing it, and like as you're doing it, he's like in the middle of fighting like the blood that's leaking out of his mouth and the potion, like breathing intermittently with taking potion. After
Oh,
like
man.
let me get the full effect for him.
Uh, after like a solid minute, he's just like, I can't talk about it.
John,
Aw.
I was to say, by the way, John has like the hand span to palm his hand and with his thumb keep the jaw open.
Yeah, he just like afterwards he's just like completely not paying attention to you guys. He's just staring at the ceiling. I can't talk about it, and like tears start
Aw.
welling up and like going down.
John
He's,
pats
"I
him
can't
on the
talk
shoulder,
about the branches."
motions to the door.
Now I think we're pretty done in this
Is
room.
he all healed up
Yep.
now?
Are we done?
As far as you can well, he seems physically healed.
Okay.
You're not sure about emotionally or mentally, but that's something that takes time, not a spell.
Oh no.
Okay, okay.
All right, let's go talk to Gorthadek again.
And just before they leave, Kent's just like, I'm sorry. And just leaves.
So I walk back through the door.
Yeah.
I assume
You
everyone
walk
else
through the
has.
door. As you go through, the office is empty. You see there's an empty desk, but on the middle of the desk is a letter that is just floating in the air. You look at it, and it says, "Listened in on your It says, "Listened in on your conversation. Partan can provide more information. I trust you. If you see Corazorn, hand him this letter." And signed, the handwriting is gaudy. Like it is very just over the top. The signature takes up half of the whole
I can feel the
page.
smug grin while he's doing it.
Like it is both over the top, but also the most beautiful signature you've ever seen.
In like
John
gold
rolls
ink.
his eyes.
Like I'm guessing this is to the point where even the
fancy
most
man.
powerful forgers couldn't forge this.
You take a look, and you're like,
Charlotte
like,
in background.
yeah,
You're like,
I know that
You pointed
question.
the wrong way. That's funny.
Oh, for me, you're right there.
You're right here.
You guys are pointing the
stick
opposite directions of
charlatan
each other.
background.
yeah,
We're
no,
looking
you're
back on-
you're looking at it, and like, even if you could forge, like looking at it, thinking about forging, you're like, to even get this halfway good would take me like 3 months just the signature. Like the handwriting itself is so, like, taking a further look at it, it's ostentatious but also exact. Like every letter is almost identical to the point where it's almost like a machine.
Like a type.
Like, yeah, it was almost like a typewriter, but you can see the strokes of the pen. Like, you can see everything. It
Damn.
is exact to the point where even just copying the handwriting would be extremely difficult.
So it's like helping Baba do his taxes type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have the charlatan background, don't you? Because it's a charlatan
No.
specific okay. Because one of the charlatan background features is if you see handwriting, you can copy it.
I didn't know that.
I love the charlatan background for that one specifically because it never comes up until it is very important.
No,
Yeah,
it was just a genuine curiosity. Anyways, I remember how they're at now.
Yes.
Alright, so you now have a letter that shows Gorthodek's trust.
Take the
You know,
letter. John leaves like just
Uh,
where he has it written down, just like the full notes of the interrogation left on a piece of paper on the desk.
I take the signed piece of paper. I take out the good gold coin from the bag of unholding, stick the paper, and then hope it fits.
it is not. The paper is bigger
Ah.
than the coin. You
So
cannot...
it's kind of just scrunching.
Yeah, it starts to scrunch a little bit, and right as it starts, you're like, "Ooh, it's very finely written. Do I want to force it?"
I pull it back and just put the coin back in.
Oh my god. This is a scrunched up letter. Are you
Oh,
sure
it's
this is from
scrunched.
Gorthajek?
You know, like you know that shit you did in high school where you roll up a piece of paper so much it turns into like a fabric.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Right, let's go to. I feel like stop by Corazorn on our way over to.
Yeah, go see that dude.
We haven't seen him since first session.
Yeah, we haven't.
Yeah, you
Might
have...
be-
We haven't seen him in a hot second.
We haven't
Maybe in
seen him since somebody stole a sign.
Ah.
I want to hear.
All right, so you leave. You go over to the You go over to the Go over to the guild hall. How do you try to find him? You just like hoping to see he's in the room you go into?
No, I can't. I'm not. We could just start a fight.
Just a street brawl.
Oh
Just
my
force him to show
God.
up and then turn around and just be like, I'm
Sorry.
sorry for you,
Sorry.
sir.
You're going to start a fight in his guild hall.
Just to
Because
get
I
some
remember you
tension?
saying that no one starts a fight because he just joins in and beats the shit out of everyone. So what you do is you start the fight, he shows up, in order for you, sir!
Oh
I'm
my
not good,
God.
but like, that
Is it-
was my immediate intrusive thought.
So
You just walk into the door, go to swing the sword, he catches it. Hi!
Paper!
It's literally boom, 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 boom. Walk in, flip a chair, piss off some people. Poison shows up. Here, yeah,
God.
here, yeah.
And then it's just, and here comes Corazorn with the steel chair!
Okay, out of nowhere.
Randy Orton slithering in!
Alright, so how do you guys try to find Corazorn?
There's
anyone
like
to
front
ask?
desk, right?
Yeah, there's like many doors going across. There's like one across from each bar entrance. But there is like a desk. As far
Like
as
a
you're
reception
aware, because this is a
desk.
different entrance, there is a reception desk with somebody behind it in each room.
I say, I know how this works, and I think of going to Corazon's office while walking through the door.
You open the door and it is straight. There's no like magical wall. It is just straight into a room.
It's just a
I do
normal
not know
door.
how this works.
We just
we're
lose
in
Respi
we're in the fighter
immediately.
man's house, not the magic man's house. John turns to the fucking receptionist and says, "Can I get a hold of Corazon?" Just like writes it down.
Just it's like a middle-aged man, like middle-aged elf, just like, oh god, Corazorn's been out for like 7 hours, and like
I
you hear her voice from like the background go, 12. He goes, 12 hours. He's been gone for a while. He kind of just leaves sometimes, so that's why he has us
I-
here.
take
guys-
the paper and slip it onto the desk and say, we have business with him personally from Gorthdak.
He reads it and goes, yeah, I have no way of contacting him. I can't use
Fuck,
this.
I thought you were just telling us
Oh
to
my
fuck off.
god. Do we need to actually start a fight now?
I was gonna say, John writes down, "Can you hold it for him?"
It looks at it, goes, it says talking to Hartan. I don't go to that side of the town.
Fair.
I'll be honest, with how, and he like looks at this and he goes, Jesus, with how much this is, you might want to keep it with yourself. You might run into Corazord. He could be fucking anywhere, as far as I know. I mean, and he hands it back. Look, if I had any way to contact him, I would. But with how many complaints come up to the guild hall because, oh, we didn't talk about the 5th or 6th golem that was in the quest. It's because we only asked you to fight 5 golems. You didn't have to fight the 6th one. Had a long day.
I feel that in my customer service heart, dude. I had this lady call up the manager. Literally the day she called up the manager to see if she could get a refund after the cashier was telling her that she can just handle the refund up front. So I show up and I go, "Do you want a refund?" And she goes, "Yes." I go, She can help you over at the register." All right, we're going to Harton.
Hey.
You go,
Travel time.
you walk across more stalls, or like fruit stalls. There's one dude that has just a whole bunch of cabbages, only cabbages.
Is it on like a wheelbarrow?
He has like an empty one that's right behind like the full stand. But you like there's like fruit, there's a whole bunch of things. You keep going. This massive like 10-foot tall minotaur in like knight's armor just starts trudging by. Steps just like runs. He's so tall. He just kind of hops over you guys and keeps running. And then you just hear, and you look, and his foot must have like clipped it, and there's just cabbages all over the road.
Oh
And-
my god.
My
Yes.
I love
Like,
my references, man. God
you-
bless.
You look around, and like there's some people like trading coins. There's some people like marking on a paper. And the dude just looks so distraught.
Oh
Like
no.
his cabbages are everywhere. It's gonna take him at least 10 minutes to pick up all these cabbages.
I'm gonna help him pick him up. I feel bad for the man.
Yeah, help him pick up the cabbages.
joins.
He like as you guys are helping pick it up, he like puts the stand as back together as he can after this fat massive fucking minotaur clips it with his fucking hoof.
John John like holds up the fucking
Yeah, like-
just like the side of it so he can prop shit underneath.
Yeah,
it
he
so
like
stands.
he just like kind of kicks it. Thinks for a second, pulls out like a little wrench, like a tiny little wrench, taps it. Some green smoke comes off and into it. He goes, "Best purchase I ever had." Puts it back, and then just starts putting cabbage back. Goes, "Oh, that would have. Oh, thank you so much." And he hands you a gold piece. I mean,
It'd be really funny if he
I
handed
really
you a
appreciate the help.
cabbage.
Do you have a wrench with mending imbued on it?
Hey, you do what you can, especially if you're in the...
mending to a commoner is godsend, dude.
I mean, fair.
Wagon broke, mending that bitch. Your shirt tore, mending. The only thing I can't mend is my marriage.
Not even 9th level mending can fix my marriage. You have your cabbage merchant interaction. You get an extra piece of gold. You walk over. You go to. You remember that you can just walk into one of the portals to just go to the east side at the Coliseum. You go through, head to the east side, and it's not the first building after the thoroughfare, but like maybe 4 or 5 buildings down, you can see like it is fairly large, like maybe 70 feet long, with like, and maybe about 10-15 feet high of just regular wood, but then the top of it is like that circus tent look. And you see on the sign, I got the name wrong at first, but you see extra set of hands across the top. As you guys walk towards it, you hear, "And get your shady ass business away from my establishment!"
I feel that.
Immediately, like, you see a man. At first, you think it's a human, like another human, but as he walks out, he's like bald, got like a scar on the top of his head, and like black leathers. You see his ears they're very red, like and you see like stitching. You can only assume he was not human. He's like half elven or elven and has his ears grafted or modified in some way to look human.
Oh
Looks at-
man.
He looks at you guys, turns to the right, takes a step, and turns into black mist and falls down and is gone.
Oh,
What?
I was gonna say
Oh.
John was gonna put out a hand to stop him and ask some questions, but here we are. Well, time to question Harton.
What the fuck?
John walks in. Let's look at Medical today. With a smile on his face, and he writes down, what was that about?
I wonder if Harton hears a who.
Fuck
Oh my
you.
God.
Alright.
Rocks fall, Tylik dies.
Rocks fall, Tylik dies, the end. Get the fuck out of my campaign.
I thought you
walk
said
in-
you liked references.
Fuck you.
Only
So
when I make
you- You walk in, and at first, it's like a fairly open room. There's 2 doors on either side of a main desk. There is a man, and also as like in front of the 2 doors, like on either side of the inside of the door is 2 guys with like, one has full plate mail, the other has more just like regular leather armor, both with some sort of weapon, both with the black collar around their neck. And you see at the desk somebody they have elven stature and the elven ears, but they have the proportions of a dwarf. So they're tall, but wide, and very muscular, like slightly bigger than John,
Brother, is that you?
He has a long brown beard that comes down into a braid that comes down to the chest, and like the sideburns, but he doesn't have the mustache. He's very well dressed up, with a fur-lined leather tunic. Like the shoulders and chest have like intricate carvings on it, and his left eye has a scar across it, and the eye itself is cloudy and blind, as you can presume, but his right eye is not completely fine. And he looks at you and goes, "How can I be of assistance today?"
John raises an eyebrow, then writes down what was that about, and kind of like gestures towards the door.
He goes,
And I'm like, in other words, how can we be of assistance to you?
he puts his head in his hands and goes, "Just another one of those weirdos that do who God knows what with these people. I'm an honest man making an honest living," and looks at you and goes,
I look around like,
he looks at you and goes, "Whoa." And like is ignoring you completely, Tylik, and is looking at the other, looking at you, John Brim, and Ken goes,
John raises an eyebrow with an expected as he's expecting a response.
It's like, what the hell? Kent shakes a little bit.
"You're all human."
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Writes down what
Yeah,
about it.
I butt in. It's like, don't get any ideas.
So
Look. I don't have any sort of predisposition plans. I was just not expecting to see a human, let alone 3, walk into my establishment. This was very unexpected, especially after what I just fucking went through. Hello, and is like eyeing all of you up, like
Kent
with what
starts
you can
hiding
only
behind you
assume-
guys.
I was
like-
gonna say, John, like the moment, like he looks at John, and the moment he like goes to look at someone else, John just like slowly leans in the way.
he goes, "Sorry, it's kind of a force of habit. How can I help you all? You looking for a servant? Do you want a prisoner? Do you want a laborer?"
Could we perhaps acquire information?
Information about what?
Well, 2 things primarily. First off, the elephant in the room. Who were there?
You point at the guards?
I point Jesse towards the door, implying whoever left.
I haven't a goddamn clue. I've gotten word of him from other servant sellers. As far as I'm aware, he's been going around trying to get whatever people he can. Fuck if I know why, but he's been put on a blacklist because ain't nobody gonna sell people to him, even the worst of the prisoners.
And what'd they do?
They're just creepy as shit. He shows up, and he doesn't even use the goddamn front door. He just showed up in my establishment, a puff of black smoke. Scared the fuck out of my way. Scared the fuck out of the person who was here. Now I'm running the front desk because they're currently having a panic attack in the back room.
Okay. Would I recognize what that would have been at all? Like, from the description I was given?
Like the black smoke?
Yeah. No idea.
You don't know. That
Okay.
is a spell you've never heard of or known existed.
Okay. Okay. And second question. Does the name Aurora ring a bell?
Not to my awareness. I'm. He pulls out like opens up the desk, goes through. I don't have an Aurora, but I do have an area. I have an Aria, but I don't have an Aurora.
Does a 19 insight yield anything?
As far as you're aware, he's just an honest businessman. He with from what you know, he's not hiding anything. He's
No, I
answering your
know
questions.
on that front, yeah, but
You
an honest
mean-
business, huh?
Look, it can be an honest business, not just maybe not a good business.
He looks up, and you can tell he's noticed you eyeing him up. He goes, I understand your viewpoint, but prison doesn't really work here. So, indentured servitude was created. You can't die of old age, so a life sentence means nothing. So, this is how you serve your prison sentence. You have a servant collar put on you. I put them on. I put on every single servant collar that is on people back here. I am aware of every single person that has a servant collar. And that's how they serve their time, however many years of being a servant. Once their time is up or whatever debt they owe is paid, they're good.
Okay. One last question. For me, at least. For the time being. What do you know about the 10 branches?
The moment you say 10, a silent spell is placed and you can't speak, and then it is immediately dropped once you're done. He goes, those are some dangerous words you're speaking. Where did you learn about that?
John writes down, why do you know about this?
Because I'm
He
in
can't
with-
be silenced.
I was, by the way,
Nick-
I was about to ask that. I was just gonna draw 10 branches and just say, what do you know about this?
He made
I ask him. I have business with them, and I'm trying to find them.
you said that he goes, if you have business with them, then get the fuck out of my establishment. And he waved his hands, and the two guards behind you guys immediately draw their weapons and start pointing them at you.
Does it say John writes down, not that kind of business? The
No.
righteous kind of business.
Yeah, like while they're like pointing their weapons at us, I have my hand on my dagger holster. I'm like, I'm kind of pointing at John, like,
He
yeah.
stops for a moment. If we're going to talk business, let's do it in a place a bit more secure. Waves. The guards close the door. He goes, don't let anybody else in. And opens up a door. He opens up the right door. And ushers you guys to follow. As you guys walk through, you see, it's like a mini hallway, and to the right is a bunch of rooms with, like, glass. And in each of the rooms, you see different people, all with the black collars. You see, like, a few tieflings, you see a few half-elves, you see some, like, demi-humans, some, like, mixed part animal, part human. You see a dragonborn, like, just a kind of a widespread. And as you walk for a little bit, there's a door on the left. He goes in, and he, like, opens it, gestures for you all to enter.
John holds the door open. Like, everyone else goes in, John will hold the door open and then gesture for him to go.
Can
Yes.
I?
Because I'm
Can I
not about
do-
to trust that.
Yeah. Can I do like a quick scan of the doorway and like the immediate entrance of the room?
You look inside, it just looks like a simple meeting room. There's like a couch and a few chairs, a table with one chair on the opposite side. There's like the doorway doesn't seem anything about it. But you do see like at the top and bottom of the walls there is runes all across.
Would I recognize them?
Make a Arcana check real quick.
17.
Even at the quick glance, you sense it's some sort of something to prevent prying eyes.
Okay.
You hold the door open, John. He goes, "I understand," and he walks in, sits down at the lone chair.
I walk in, but I don't sit down on the couch.
Okay. Does everybody else take a seat, or you guys
John
just
very tentatively takes a seat. I'll take the seat closest to Harden.
Kent
Alright,
takes
so
the
they-
seat farthest away.
So you all take a seat. He immediately reaches behind him to a liquor cabinet, pulls a bottle down, sets it on the table, reaches back, and places a ring on a hidden rune behind the liquor bottle. Suddenly, the rune glows purple, and then all of the runes around the room come to life with a faint purple hue, and he goes, "All right, now that nobody can listen in," and he takes the bottle, uncorks it, drinks from it, and goes, like, just thumbs the cork back in. "So, any reason why I should be trusting you guys with information about the 10 branches?"
Well,
Hold up. The letter to
I
Corazon,
wouldn't.
specifically the fucking signature part. Like he folds the top half of it, so it's literally just like Gorthadak.
He goes, okay. Well, what are you wanting to know specifically about the 10 branches?
First and foremost, like
Who
What the
are
heck
the
are they?
branches?
what are the 10 branches?
The 10 branches were, and as he's about to go into detail, you hear a knock at the door.
Oh my god.
John immediately like starts for the sword and turns.
I slowly walk to the door and I crack and peek through it.
You peek through, and the moment it's cracked open, you all turn, and Corazorn is standing in the corner of the room with his arms crossed. You
What?
saw him before with a stern face, and he is now, like, you saw him before with like the big heavy face. He is stern, and he almost looks angry. And he's just standing in the corner of the room, his arm crossed, and he's like,
Hey, we've been looking for you.
Hand fucking.
Hey, we got
hands
a
him
letter
the
for you.
he immediately, you hold up the letter, you don't even see his arms move, you just suddenly see the letter floating in front of him, and he slowly reads it and goes, "Well, guess I needn't be so worried. I, as all of you..." Hey, Hartan. You know what to tell him and what not to. And immediately flips out, is gone.
Well,
Oh,
I know
cool.
one of them.
Oh yeah, you had a branch that kind of went.
And Hartan, you see, like, you look back at Hartan, and there is beads of sweat. And he just,
Oh no.
he just take, like, he's still got one hand on the bottle, and he just goes, it just chugs the rest of it and goes,
Fair.
I
"Anybody else want one?"
I reach, grab a bottle and set it in front of Hartan.
And goes, "Hey, the fine shit," and then he grabs another bottle, the exact same, and hands it to you, John. He grabs a few glasses and places them out. Goes, "Oh fuck. All right, well, the 10 branches are 10 factions, 10 separate factions started originally apart that came together. They created to go opposed to the 10 blessed, the original 10 souls to ever enter this plane of existence. Corazorn is one of them. Gorthadak is one of them. They are one of the first 10 souls to ever happen, so they are blessed by the 10 children. You all know that Gorthadak is the most powerful wizard, right? Seems pretty
No.
obvious.
I'm guessing
Yes.
Corazon is the most powerful fighter.
Well, he is that. He is the most powerful everything, and he is the second most powerful wizard. He was the fourth soul to ever come into this world, and he was blessed by child number 4, Jack.
I see.
Jack believes that whereas there is strength in one, should be strength in all. Corazorn has the easiest of times getting strongest in every category with no plateau. When the 10 branches first became the 10 branches and were not just their own separate things, there was a branch anti to every single one. Corazorn was the first one to be made public, as they believed him to be the easiest to pick on, the easiest to talk down. Their word was released at midnight, and at 3 in the morning, their word was gone. And Corazorn had been gone for 3 hours. There's one for each of the children, though at the current state, because one of them lost their blessing because the melodic matron is the most fickle one there is. There's been an inability to detect which souls are one of the original 10. We only know of Gorthadak and Corazorn. There's...
Can I insight check that?
Go ahead, make an insight check.
On the fact that the only Gorthadak and Corazon are known as 10 branches. Like,
Known as the original 10.
okay, yeah, so if I'm understanding this,
Gorthadak and Corazorn were one of the first 10 souls to ever come into this world.
okay,
And so because of that, the 10 children blessed each one respectively.
Okay.
so there are 10, but only Corazon and Gorthadak are public.
Yeah, only Corazorn and Gorthadak, the only known. The others, you, as far as you're aware, don't know anything.
Well, I will try about that because I feel I'm skeptical, especially after
That shit.
Corazon was like, you know what to and not to tell them.
That shit.
Fuck. Anyways,
Like, can I give it an advantage? Cause I'm not
yeah,
playing
go ahead.
either.
Yeah, go ahead, roll
I'll
one more
just roll
time.
again. Damn, that's more like it.
You get the sense that at least of those two, they are the only two that are definitely known to be of the original 10. Both of They are old as shit and powerful as shit, and you can only get that through training and learning and figuring things out.
So like by process of elimination.
By process of unlimited. Yeah, if they're not, then you don't know who the fuck could be.
Yeah.
He then proceeds to say, "There's also, it's not proven, as it was after the whole fiasco with Soul Number 7. That a woman known as Salem Moonshadow took over as one of the highest priestesses of the church. Claims to be blessed by God Number 9, the Knowledgeable, and claims to be his blessed and chosen, and also claims to have been spoken to by him. So we can do nothing really but believe her, as we have no real way of proving it."
Wasn't that the priestess that they met over at the church?
You assume that yes, the woman who's at he fucking punched it. That is your presuming to be Saloon Moonshadow.
Salem Moonshadow.
Mm,
Sailor Moon.
Alright.
Sailor Moon. Okay.
fancy.
Not Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moonshadow.
It says Salem.
John writes down, what was the Soul 7 fiasco?
So, of the 10 souls, the blessings were permanent to the soul, except for Soul 7, Melodic Matron's blessing. She believes her blessing should be given to whoever is able to succeed in some sort of musical battle or physical battle, whoever can prove themselves. She prefers musically, so a lot of bards and musically inclined fellows went after those who
Oh yeah, that's pretty fun.
the man who was blessed. Which eventually caused him to lose the blessing. Ever since he lost the blessing, it has traveled around. It is known who owns the blessing, as they will most of the time play at Gorthodak's bar for music. So they know who owns the blessing, but they are not the original number 7. As if they were, suddenly we would know exactly who was the soul, and the fountain would be working properly.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Do you remember last who it was who had that 7th one?
I don't know who had it last. I think they actually didn't go by any name. They typically played a
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
They wore a solid white mask, and they played a lute and had very colorful, almost rainbow-like clothes, as far as I remember. But that's all I'm aware of. People just call him the
And-
masked musician, is what I believe.
And could you remind us who the 10 children are?
The 10 children. The first one is the one who travels. He is only ever blessed, truly, the first person to enter. That's the only one with a blessing. He gives boons, and one-time strength increases to people he meets in other worlds, but the first soul is the only person to have truly the equivalent of a subscription service.
All right.
Number 2 is the Overseer. She tends to enjoy mortal beings and watching them and interacting with them. So she oversees this realm. She watches everybody, makes sure everything's fine. Number 3, the Lord of Enchantment. He is not one for his own strength. He doesn't have a whole lot of strength himself, but he has the ability to enhance. He doesn't have natural strength, he has the ability to enhance himself to an amount of strength and enhance others. He worked with the Weaver who the Weaver made all of magic. He worked with him to create the basis of enchantment. Number 4 is Jack, who basically believes in mastering of everything instead of just one. Number 5 is the Forge's Flame, or the Flame of the Forge, whichever one you prefer. They're sort of a god that has taken many names in many worlds, prayed to by many blacksmiths to help give the perfect edge and hone the perfect blade from their forge. Mortak, he runs Mortak's Forgery. He is the one blessed by the Forge's Flame, and his forge is the only one with flame from this very god. God number 6 is the god of kin. This god was created... You see, the true god's power fluctuates. Whenever he was at his strongest ever, he created the god of kin. And this guy and all the 10 children, their power fluctuate throughout the day. Not enough to make them vulnerable at any point, but one day one might lose in a fight, and then the next day they would win. The god of kin, then at her strongest, creates more gods. And then when those gods are at their strongest, they create more gods. And at their strongest. So because of this, she is known to have the most gods underneath her, and they are more or less seen as her children. So she is known as the god of kin. 7 is the melodic matron. She believes that music, above all else, is the most beautiful thing that there is. Doesn't care whether it is immortal, whatever, as long as it creates a fanciful tune, she will listen to it night and day. Number 8, that one is the Weaver. He created magic in its very existence. Weaved the very thing that is magic into creation. Every single world where magic exists, he has had some sort of tie into it. He has brought a tether of magic and tied it to that world. Number 9 is the Knowledgeable. He doesn't really give a shit about morality. He just wants to know things. He's kind of an asshole. He'll do what he can do to get knowledge, to learn shit. But other than that, like, he's not really doing anything else. He's just scouring worlds for more knowledge. And number 10 is the True Champion. She is the basically pure embodiment of war. Every single war and every single world that is created, she has had some sort of influence. She has been there. She has blessed some, she has cursed others. There are many and many worlds that have her blessing. Only the 10th soul to ever enter has the strongest, most powerful blessing from her. But other than that, right. The Forge's flame, in the event of godly war, the true champion is to turn into a sword.
Sorry, the thought of just a random person, just like shit starts breaking out. He just
The true champion is to turn into a sword, and whichever god or man that wields that sword will be able to theoretically cut through time and space itself. So far, the only one to have ever wielded the blade was the Forge's flame, as he helped forge the very blade she would turn into.
All right then.
John's eyes go a little wide.
And each of the 10 chosen or the 10 blessed got very powerful thanks to their blessings, and that caused discomfort amongst those who didn't have a blessing. So annoyance grew to transgressions, transgressions grew to anger, anger grew to people getting together to try and fight back. Though one, I believe, the one blessed by the god of kin and the one blessed by the knowledgeable were slain by their branches respective. But other than that, the others managed to hold out. Corazorn never had to deal with any problem of a branch because he dealt with it before it ever became a problem. Do you know? He looks at you like, did you see the Colosseum fight? Were you here for that?
I was.
He
Kent
leans
nods.
forward.
Do you know who would actually win in a fight?
I'd imagine Poison.
Yes. They have it as a friendly spar. They hold back. They don't actually fight each other. If they actually fought, the city would turn to dust and everything within a 2 million-mile radius. And that's just from Corazorn deflecting one of Gorthadak's blasts, let alone what the hell Corazorn could do.
Okay.
They're friends. But when you've lived for as long as they have, as far as I'm aware, they have some sort of annoyance with each other, but I wouldn't know. They don't let me. I got here ever since the Great Change.
The Great Change, you say?
It's so sad. Let's go to great changes.
I was about to say John writes fucking.
Yeah.
What's the Great Change?
He goes to
next
say
lore
something,
spiel?
and he goes, "You know what? You guys should earn more trust with Corazorn first. Yeah, I'm not gonna
We're
touch
reaching
that
a little
with a
bit.
20-foot pole. I value my life, and trust me, you all seem like nice people, but I am not willing to put my life on the line for some random schmucks that have came in asking me about the most dangerous group that there is in this realm right now."
John nods, writes down.
Yeah, that's fair. Fair.
Thank you for your time, and then he gets up to leave.
Yes. I will do so.
Kent follows suit.
Yeah.
All right. As you all go to do that,
Uh-oh.
Dang it!
Oh no.
I was about to say just one person or nope.
I'm not gonna lie, I was half expecting me. Good god. Good god.
Oh no.
A mystery's
What the hell
afoot,
are they gonna
gang.
talk about?
I don't know, probably My Little Pony.
Something about the gods.
Yeah, so My Little
I
Pony.
swear, if all three of you managed to piss off a god,
Oh,
I don't know what
I already
any of you
have.
guys do. I'm safe. That's all I know.
I pissed one off by existing.
I'm
god
mostly
of- the
safe.
god
I'll
of-
be okay, maybe.
The God of War looked at me and was like, "Fuck you."
Is that pretty much what happened whenever you got dragged in before?
Oh no, there was a whole fucking spiel and everything. But to
Oh
make
my.
a long story short, yeah, the God of War went, "Fuck you."
I think that's so
I don't like
funny.
your
It's so
face.
different than
What made you
whatever
suffer?
I had.
I took away your speed, bitch. How does it feel? oh, you can't say anything.
The comparison between your interaction with the god comparatively to mine is really funny.
Oh my, yeah. Oh my God wants me dead. Well, I mean, I'm already dead, so I guess she wants me super dead? I don't know.
Double dead?
I didn't know
Double-
that was
double dead.
possible.
I want to kill you and
Apparently.
then kill you again.
In the words of my scoutmaster, I'll kill you and then I'll go to hell and I'll kill you again. You think I want to do the paperwork the first time?
Didn't know there was a such thing
I've
as
been-
double dead.
I thought it was a myth. God, they're in there for a minute.
Oh no. I'm very
Did he
curious
try
as
to
to
steal another sign?
we're just on the way out and then
I-
just give the sign back, bitch.
It's just a fucking shouting match between the two of them. Give me fucking sign back! Throw
We're
my
all,
cold
like-
dead hands.
We go walk out. We go like walking up the stairwell. The door just slams behind us with him inside.
They come back, it's like, okay, so you meet this new person as you walk out the door.
Awesome.
Oh my god. I can't imagine what they could be talking about. All I feel is fear.
Surely it can't go wrong, right?
Nothing could go wrong here, right? Yeah, no. He's just dead.
Is this the
Comes back
longest
in.
that it's been so far? That, like, one of you been taken?
Maybe?
I think.
Tyler apparently
This
has
feels
something
like a
crazy lore
while.
drops happening.
Bro, I'm kinda concerned now.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about Recipe. Comes back and he's just like, Tylik is bleeding out. He is dead. I'm only getting like a
There it is.
Ah!
Oh, no, never
Your
mind.
turn. Wait, what?
The tease. What the hell?
Miss.
This is the worst kind of edging.
I'm not done with you.
It's like, okay, we're done. No, we're not. Wait a second.
We're not done yet. Misclick.
You're locked in here with me for 3 minutes.
Meanwhile, we're all just like, oh no, what's happening to Tylik? Oh no.
Oh, oh no.
Arnar.
Oh no.
Clear.
Oh no.
Tarlik.
Happening to Tylik. I know, mate.
Oh no.
Tylik's gonna fucking die.
He's fucking dead.
You just open the door again. There's a corpse. Dude, he's been in there for a while. I'm like genuinely.
They're gonna come back into there. It's just it's all fine, but it's
It's not fine.
all fine. Everything's
Well, that's
fine.
definitely gonna happen now.
Like the fucking arm around, just like, we're fine.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything is a-okay, I promise.
So this is just building up the tension so much.
Oh, there's
So
one.
Alright,
what
so you
insane
all-
lore
so
drop
you
did you
all
go through?
walk out of the building. Hartan goes.
Yeah.
Hartan walks with you guys. All right. It was a pleasure meeting you all. I'm sure we all have great business later.
Oh.
We will have, I'm sure, a wondrous, growing business partnership. And if you ever need any help, I always have an extra set of hands.
There it is.
You said the line. You said the line.
Uh, and you all exit out the front door.
And can we take a 5 minutes?
Like just take a short break.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can go ahead and take a short break.
I do need
Everybody,
to go to the bathroom.
yeah, use restroom, get drink, whatever.
Get drank.
Bro, what the fuck was that?
What?
You were gone for like 5 minutes.
Did
And
he
then
like
you come
pull you-
back and go,
Did you like just?
can we
Did
take
he
a
just like, pull
5-minute
him
break?
aside to talk to him? Or something?
In the words of me, you need to know and need to figure it out.
What the?
Anyways, I hope you
hell?
can't read my notes today because that actually I'm gonna put that.
Zoom.
Can't.
Enhance.
Can't.
I'm
That's
very
not good.
curious as to what we got
That's-
from that. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
There is something for you.
Oh my
That's for
goodness.
a later date.
God, dude. Holy shit. Fuck me. What do you mean, bro? What do you mean?
What did we get from it?
Love you, baby. God, dude. God. I come back, it looks like he's fresh out of a hostage situation, and he goes, can we take a 5-minute break? Hee hee. What the fuck happened in there? Did you waterboard the man?
Tee hee.
Tee hee, I'm so random. I waterboarded him.
Tee
Lol.
hee. Oh no, you have a new party member. Oh, by the way, Audrey's brother Jerem is planning on making his own D&D session. If you are down, the offer stands to you.
I am down. Yeah.
Cool boy.
Oh boy, indeed.
Anyways,
Nice.
I'm gonna need one after that.
I am back.
I guarantee you. I kind of want to go with an aesthetic with my notes. 'Cause I want to make it look like a schizophrenic's journal. Like you know how those, tend to look. I think every time I picked up a pen, I picked up a different pen on my desk.
Oh my god.
Because I have a pen here.
How many pens do you have?
I have a pen here. I have like 3 of these pens on my desk. Well, you don't know how many pens I have?
A lot?
Let me take out my insurance card from that. Oh, I only have 2 left, but I had a box full of these. Hell if I know where they went.
That's funny. Jerem's watching the stream and heard me invite you to the fucking.
And was he like, oh no?
It's not what I wanted. Here you go, Trent. I like being a little more cryptid in my talkings to you guys.
You're so freaking cryptic.
It makes it more fun for me and more terrifying for you.
Yeah, Jerem just said he's like literally just put on my headphones and heard the invitation. He's just hanging out in chat right now.
Did he join in right as we went on break?
He's
think
been
he
in.
joined
He's
it-
been hanging
he
out in the
joined
chat for a
in-
while.
Yeah, he joined when I met God.
At some point, he said he's like, you know, it is kind of funny that Jacob and I have similar ideas for our campaigns. I'm so freaking happy. I was starting to get a headache, but then I put on my glasses and now I'm like very happy. No hurty. I'm not dying. Very happy.
I live.
Welcome back.
Hello. We all ready?
Ready?
These will ever be.
All right. So, you are all now on the street outside of an extra set of hands. What is it you all do next?
Alright, I gotta.
We're on the
recollect my
opposite
notes.
side of the Coliseum, correct?
You're on the
Alright.
east side. So, like, from the fountain going towards the Coliseum, you're to the east. The Gorthodax Bar and Corzorn's Guild are to the south, and the church is to the north.
Hmm.
Mm,
Mm.
Okay.
mm.
Well, if we want to learn anything more about the dagger, we do know of one other magic person.
Oh.
We do.
Y'all two do.
We do. However, I think it's still the same day as we harassed him. So.
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
you
so
could
it wouldn't
still
have. So
talk
there'd be
to
no
him.
point of going there, right?
I mean, you can still
could.
talk to him.
But he slammed the door on us. So.
Does he only have magic items there?
Well, he slammed the door on you because you tried to steal his bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair point.
No,
However-
you tried to steal a sign, but the sign was bolted down, so then you stole the bell. I feel like that's important.
I didn't steal the bell because it ratted me out.
Immediately.
I think we should retire the Gorthodax for the night. Is it night? What time of day is it?
You're looking, and it is still, let's say, with the walking, you're not too aware because the sun is still just straight in the sky. So you're not too aware of how much longer you have until night, but it could be happening soon.
Right, because it just kind of hits.
It just
that,
kinda-
and then
it-
the Minecraft time set just.
Yeah, literally.
I mean, we can head to Gorthodax, let him know what we found out. And
Yeah, we can
then
head back to
retire.
Gorthodax. Yeah, let's head back to Gorthodax, see if he's home. If not, retire for the day. And then we can pick up on our investigations of the Unspoken. Then.
Alright, so you you head over down to Gorthodax, you walk up to the Coliseum, you go to the portal, go to that direction, you go to Gorthodax, you walk up, are you asking specifically to see if Gorthodax is in?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
pass
probably a
it
good
off on
idea.
the side, like,
Yeah.
hey, we like some rooms. By the way, is Gorthodax in?
The rooms are not at Gorthodax.
Yeah, the rooms are.
The rooms
Okay,
are the
yeah.
Magical Inn.
Yeah, it's a different place.
Well, let's have some quote unquote dinner, and then ask like while we're walking, is like, hey, is Gorthodax in?
I was like, have we had anything to eat so far since we've been
yeah.
here?
Well,
I mean, we had one meal at
Other
one
than a
point.
few Sundays?
I'll just say, like, yes. I'm not too. Like,
It's one of those things where it's understood that it
I'm not-
happens, but we don't say
I'm
it
not
happens.
gonna
Yeah.
make you role play every single time your character needs to take a shit. I'm not gonna make you role play every time you guys need to eat. It's just gonna be kind of assumed that you eat, and then if you guys eat for special occasion, then it will be played out.
Yeah, understandable.
I'll walk into Gorthodax Fine establishment and ask the person at the door if Gorthodax is present. Well, ask Gorthodax if Gorthodax is present.
The mini Gorthodax?
So they Gorthodax at the door. He goes, "I'm sorry, but of course, currently right now Gorthodax is out. Are you still wanting a meal?"
Yes, please. And if Gorthadak does happen to return while we're dining here, please inform us that our party is present.
I will inform you. Would you like me to inform you, or would you like me to inform him of your...
Um,
A little bit both.
Inform us.
Right.
Yep.
I'll make sure that that information gets to your table. Please, right this way. And gestures towards the door. You all walk through. You walk into the door, and just the same as before, you're immediately at the table. You don't remember walking there. You're just there. This time you're at a corner.
We got the
You're-
corner booth.
You're,
Yes,
you're-
the brooding
Nice.
corner with one tiny lamp.
Nice.
Well, yeah, you're in a corner. Like before, whenever you were sitting, you didn't see a corner when you looked down, but now you're at a corner. You also see that you're on the top floor, and when you look over the railing, it is like 5 stories down.
Oh my god.
Like it is about a 5-story drop from which floor you're on. So you're like, oh,
This is a pretty big building.
Can I then from the roof see the other side of the roof?
you look, and both directions, it just keeps going.
So the
Like-
illusion is kept up even outside.
Oh, outside?
We are inside the
You're
building.
inside.
Oh,
You're
we are
the
inside.
building.
We have a corner booth.
You have a corner booth inside.
Well, you said the
building.
railing, so.
Yeah, the railing.
Ah.
Make
there-
sure you don't fall the 5 fucking
Yeah.
stories and stab your neck.
Kind of like
Yeah.
a hotel or like a mall.
Similar,
Wait, but
yeah.
we're in a corner booth, so how
Okay.
can it just go on in both directions?
Magic, baby.
Magic, bitch.
Oh, we're at a corner. There's not a corner.
Yeah, you're at a corner, but then both down and to the right is just keeps going. You
Okay,
can't
so like
see it
if
in.
I turn around.
Oh,
there's,
down,
like,
down. Okay,
wall
right.
to
and-
back, right?
Yeah, like there is a wall right here and a wall right here. And so if you turn and look this way and this way, it just keeps going. There is 2
I
walls.
thought you meant.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
I
there's
thought
2
you meant like you're in a corner, but if you look left and right, it just keeps going.
Can we see other
That's
people
not
at
how
like their
a
own
corner
tables
works.
eating?
Yeah, you see, like, you can see there's like a mini mini square where that railing was to allow you to see down, so you like so people can be like, which floor am I on? You know.
This
Yeah, one of the many spectacles of his bar. You see, there's a few people at some open tables in the middle of the floor. Maybe like 3 booths down, 5 booths down, 7 booths down. Like randomly, there is some people intermittently. It's not packed. You don't know what the fuck would entail if this place was packed full. But you also see many like a bar with some seats there with like 1 or 2 people sitting directly at the bar with another Gorthadak in same suit, sitting there, like serving the bar, polishing a glass right now. Gorthadak comes up, goes, "So, are you all wanting some refreshments to start off? Or are you ready for your meal?"
I'm ready when it pronounces.
Get some
No,
water.
no,
and
we,
a meal.
we really hit the table dynamic of I'm ready. Are you ready? Do you know what you want?
You ready? Do
Where you
we
guys
want
going?
fries for the table or?
Do we want appetizers to start?
We
Hey,
have
can we eat some mozzarella sticks?
Hell
I want
yeah.
chicken candies.
You all get your fanciful spread of whatever it is, whether it is the fanciest dino nuggets or whatever it is.
I feel targeted.
You are. But you get your fancy spread. I'll just put it down as, because the first time you got it was free. I'll just say it's a silver, for your dining experience.
Well, time to break a gold.
Partway into eating, you notice a Gorthadak that has, like, the longest horns you had seen was maybe like going halfway across the head. This one has longer horns, so you can only assume that whatever the horns imply some sort of station. He walks up. He has, instead of an all black suit, like a black vest, black pants, white dress shirt underneath. It is the opposite. It is white pants, white vest with a black dress shirt underneath. He comes and he goes, I've been told to inform you that Korthadak has made it back to the bar and is currently in his office. Whenever you would like to, I will be able to bring you to his office as he is currently available for visitors. Just ring this bell and a bell appears on the table whenever you are ready to transfer. And I will
John immediately slides the bell
No.
towards himself. Just
whenever you are ready, I will come back to ask and make sure you to fully prepare, make sure you didn't accidentally press the button. Please enjoy the rest of your meal, and then floofs away, off to do whatever the fuck they're doing.
I am very obviously just staring at the bell the entire time.
Okay. I'd like to think at some point while we're eating, Kent just like, while he's eating, he's just like, I haven't had anything this good in forever.
Didn't we eat here like yesterday?
Yeah. However, sometimes food's just good.
It's just so good.
Sometimes even that like gas station hot dog hits really hard.
Dude, I won't lie. I fuck up gas station pizza every once in a while. Gas station pizza specifically. Yeah. John holds up his little book to Tylik, and it says, "Did you guys get anything weird at the magic shop?"
Yes, I did. I look around and kind of just spot check my surroundings if anything suspicious.
You look around, nothing seems suspicious. You do look, you can see other people talking, but even though, like, you can't read lips, when you try to focus on their faces, the faces are blurred. Like, you cannot see... Yeah, you cannot see the other people, but you can see the other people, you just can't see who they are.
We're safe
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
You also notice that, like, you take a moment to realize you don't hear talking. You can see, even through, like, the fuzziness, the body language of people talking to each other. You just hear dishes clattering. You hear drinks filling.
So like a somewhat slow day at a restaurant,
Yeah.
like sound wise.
Yeah, like somewhat a slow day, but even with the obvious, there are people around who definitely are talking. You can tell how they're speaking. Like, you see somebody, like, lean back in their chair and slam their tankard down. You just hear the tankard slam. You don't hear what you presume to be laughing.
Oh, okay.
You don't hear any other voices.
Okay.
Very magic
I reach into my vest and pull out a piece of paper, and I read what's on it.
You read, and the paper, it's an address, from what you can presume, and it has some sort of, it says specifically, rundown abandoned magic shop, abandoned district, and it has a specific address.
Well, that's interesting. Where did you get that from?
What's his name?
Harden.
Guy Harden. Yeah.
How we just
he
met.
Yeah, he slipped it to me when
John
we left.
kind of nods and then underlines the words "at the magic shop."
Magic, do you think they have a bargain bin?
John kind of nods to the like for the bargain bin, like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Did you guys find anything? Did you guys find anything weird at the magic shop?
Oh, no, not really. Not really. It was kind of just a magic shop. What I would presume
No, I
to be a magic
understand.
shop.
I understand that, but the thing
Look.
is, I know something.
What do you know, buddy?
I don't know how to phrase this. I guess I gotta ask questions to God real quick.
Like, we never really did an insight check while at the magic shop. We were kind of busy.
No. I'm trying not to like oust it as player knowledge, but I kind of remember, if I remember correctly, there's something at the bottom of the bargain bin.
There was something that they picked out, right?
Yeah.
You pulled something out there.
Didn't you get a little something from the bottom?
Do you remember?
I'm trying to like, make you do recipe. Do you remember that?
I do, but I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know where this is going.
John just says, I'd like to see it if possible.
I present the piece of metal I'm presuming you're talking about.
Yeah, you look and it's a strange piece of like greenish metal. It almost looks like oxidized copper, but you realize that's just what the metal is. And on the top of it is a black, like, it's just black in some sort of design, but it's broken. It's like a shattered, like as if a plate got shattered and this is just one of those pieces and it's just part of the design that was on it. Like, it is too small to be able to understand what this was.
John kind of like reaches his hand out for it.
I set it on your hand and would I describe it?
Huh?
If I'm handing him the piece of metal, would I describe it?
No, you, like, the moment you hand it to him, it is, like, the cold piece of metal, like, just average piece of metal.
Okay.
John, you look at it in your hand, it feels familiar? Something about it rings a bell. And all of you can see this. Like, it is obviously clicking somewhere in John's mind, because they're just like
Gears
every
are
angle.
turning.
Like, there is something there that John's maybe aware of.
John just like mindlessly starts like he'll place it on his arm to see if it was like an arm guard, just like trying his hardest to ring some sort of a bell in the back of his mind.
Go ahead and make a history check.
History. That's what, 15? Let's go.
You look at it and you think, not the arms, but the chest over the heart.
John kind of like imaginarily slotting it in to where the over the heart.
Ah,
He's gonna die.
great.
He's
Again.
gonna die.
Oh no.
Well,
Uh-oh. Well,
he's dead.
he just immediately dies. not me partially listening.
Hey, stop listening, ho. Hey, ho, stop listening, ho.
I'm not listening. I'm not listening.
I will personally come over.
I mean,
Oh,
Hello.
that was
Oh,
fun at
yeah.
least.
Yeah, you see
John
focus.
just like slots it in, and then his eyes go wide, and he just like stares into the table while holding it towards his chest before, and just like sit down on the table and looks at it.
okay there, buddy?
I look at John and I'm like, is it familiar? Do you want to talk about it?
As if he could talk.
Would you like to write about it? You know, if you think
John-
about it, like John is making like a first-person novel as we go through the story.
Oh yeah. Already got like 3 pages written, just full.
Can't wait to publish this and rake in the fucking money.
Adventures of the man who can't speak.
Fuck shit. Fuck. Just like the first line is I wish I could speak. Fuck.
Literally Terry and Darrington.
I have no throat, but I must scream.
Oh, John.
I have no throat, but I must go.
John, like, genuinely, he's, like, going to write, but the words are failing him. He can't quite, even if he could talk, he can't really verbalize it outside of it feels familiar.
From
You
your
Onto
past
it?
life
or-
question mark?
John writes, I think.
Okay. And I kind of just put my palm on and slide it back towards me. And slip
John,
in.
very instinctively, the moment you reach your hand out for it, his hand just over top of it and slowly slides it back to himself.
Yeah, John is keeping it to himself.
John. If you are not going to talk about it, I am going to figure out about it.
All right. John writes, a blessing I never wanted.
Would you like to explain?
I don't know if I can.
That was not a request.
John rings the bell.
The
Be,
Sam
uh,
Gorthak appears and he goes, "Is everybody ready to
I cut
meet
him off.
John
and-
nods and stands up.
He goes, wonderful, waves the hand, and you all suddenly appear in the middle of the.
I was actually gonna.
You knew
I
exactly what I was gonna
fell
do.
for a reason, motherfucker.
I was.
You knew
I-
exactly what the fuck I was gonna do and you cut me off.
I was gonna say something, but
If you would like to.
I'm sorry,
it all happened a little fast.
It got a little
Yeah,
heated
no, it,
between the
it was
two
a
of
little. It was a little quick. It got too. You can say it now that you're standing like in the room. You don't see Gorthadak immediately at his desk. He's not in the room, so you do have a moment at least. You're not sure where, so whatever you want to say.
I was just gonna say, while you guys had been having that conversation, Kate kind of seemed out of it, but whenever you came into this room, he's just seemed like he was very relaxed and just like pretty smiley.
Alright.
So you're all sitting. There's the empty desk. After a couple minutes, suddenly there's a puff of smoke and then and Gorthadak appears in the chair and he goes,
"Oh my god."
"Oh, why the fuck can I not figure it out? All right. Hello,
Hey,
yes,
Gorth.
hi. What don't you fucking dare?" Nicknames are not something that you get access to.
Good old
Okay.
Gorthy.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
I can't talk.
Oh,
What
yeah,
is this
no.
I write Gorthy on a piece of paper and slip it in his pocket.
Fuck.
It's like, what's that then? What's that then, huh?
All right. So,
So-
why are you in my office again for the third time? No,
Okay,
second
this
time.
time we have information for you that
We have
I don't think
information
you
for
knew
you.
about.
We have information for you, and you have information for us.
Oh, I do I?
John raises the eyebrow of the spicy.
Well,
Ooh,
let's
he
start.
did.
Let's start it off easy. What information do you have for me?
Well,
I'm about to say,
This
wait,
I
what
bet you already
information do we have?
knew. this I bet you already knew is Poizorn. This is one of the 10 branches,
Yes.
and the 10 branches are out to kill you.
Oh, yes. I knew that.
But why?
Because I'm powerful and they don't like that. I think the reason that they don't like me most of all is, I'm not sure if you know this, but the branch against me, the 8th branch, is the most prominent. That's because I'm the one who enacted the indentured servitude program.
Okay.
You see, in a world where old age is not a killer, it's hard to really create a proper punishment for those that do wrong. So what better way than to make them serve to somebody else? There are those who... Some, quite frankly, are weird and go into it willingly. I was never expecting that.
It's the oh.
But
Ew.
Yeah.
I planned it to be more of I planned it more as, how one would say, a means to an end, a way to get those who did bad to dissuade them from doing so. Because before, it was either get locked in a stone box that you could be breaking out of, or murdered. And I didn't really like killing people all too much back then. Now, well, I couldn't really be bothered by it. However, I decided that it would be better to, instead of just culling people that did wrong, to at least put them to use. So that is why I created the indentured servitude. Throughout the years, I've been refining the process, refining the nature of it. People have tried to create their own servant collars, but have been unable to crack the code that I created. You know, being the best mage and all.
Bro really made an efficient copyright system.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
Copy the
it's
most
a copyright
powerful
system.
wizard in all of existence. From nothing.
Okay.
You have any more information for me that I didn't know?
Well, we tried to investigate both Aurora, and we questioned the 10 branches, given that they were trying to kill you. But we were immediately stopped in our tracks. And Corazon even approached us on his own.
Now, did he approach you during your conversation with Hartan or on the street?
During.
He always liked to make a big show of things. Whenever people belittled him, he doesn't take kindly to it. He spends his entire life in existence here, trying to do better for everybody else. He doesn't like to do bad. He truly has only ever done anything in his power to benefit more. That's why he created the guild hall. So it kind of sat wrong with him whenever people were angry and upset with him, or people trying to create upsetness towards him, create distrust. So he sought to it to get rid of them himself. Personally, thought it was a bit barbaric, but what am I going to do?
But why did he try to snuff the conversation
Bye bye, Germ. See you later.
Did he snuff?
about talking about the 10 branches? His words were, you know what to talk about and what not to talk about.
Hartan is working with us, so to speak. He learned of the 10 branches and brought it to our attention. We already knew about them, so we've been working with him. We've told him more information about the world and things like that. How things were, how things are now, how things have changed. Most likely he was just telling him to keep the information at a what should be spoken of. Not keep the information to what he learned himself, not what we told him, so to speak.
Okay. I look at John.
Alright, and you said I had information for you.
Yes. So you already seem to know who is out to kill you.
Not
Yeah.
specific, not who. I know of their existence in the group. I know a few of their lower grunts, but I don't know the bigger names.
Does the name Z ring any bells?
I've heard it, I've seen it once or twice, but I've not been able to pin a face to name.
And I was able to get the gist of this dagger, and I unsheathed it, obviously in a non-threatening way, so there's no miscommunication.
Don't lose
your
your
hands.
And I present it. It's like, would you put? I mean, I know it's a silly question, but would you happen to be able to have
Identify
the
it?
ability to identify? Yes.
Yes.
He mage hands it over. The cloudy gray eyes glow blue and then fade, and goes, "Yes, same as before. It's a dagger that, upon hitting somebody with the dagger, cut, stab, whatever, it's otherwise a normal dagger, but you are able to choose whether they are weakened by something in some sort of way, whether they're weaker in their mind or their wisdom-like capabilities. And essentially, on hit, they make a DC save. Like on hit, they make a DC save, equivalent of either 15 or your spell save DC if you have one, and you can make them do the same as Hex for the next turn. For the next minute, they have disadvantage on either like the check and saving throw of your choice, so either strength checks and saves, dexterity checks and saves. You can only have one of each at a time, so you can't hit them 6 times in one turn and then make them disadvantage on everything.
Existence miserable.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can, but it's like if you hit them, DC 15 or whatever your spell save DC is, if you have one, give them disadvantage for the next minute. And it's once they are affected by it, they cannot save out of it until after that minute or they are dead.
Okay. And what's the damage of it?
Regular dagger, it's 1d4. I'll say it's a 1d4 plus 1. It's a equivalent of a plus 1 dagger.
Oh!
Okay.
So plus 1 to attacks and damage.
Okay.
He immediately grabs the blade, flings it at you, and it stops half an inch from your face. He goes,
And I
you.
kind of grab it by the point. I'm like, some fancy magic.
"Yes, it's quite honestly the most simplest shit I could do."
Simple stuff can look fancy.
Baby shit.
And I see the quote unquote shop by flipping it up, grabbing it by the hill, and slamming it into the hole I kept it in.
He immediately looks at you all and goes,
Everyone except me gets to meet God.
goes, by the way, have you been informed of events?
What's your definition of events?
Well, there's many kinds. You see,
As I'm sure you've seen by now, upon nighttime's arrival, you see different planets in the sky. At different times of different months, out in the endless forest, there appears to be portals, or sometimes in the endless forest, or in the endless expanse of the city itself, in the main square, there's portals that lead to those planets. Some of them are inhabitable and have people living on them right now. Some of them are not and do not have people living on them. There has been teleportation circles created to allow travel between them, even when the event is not there, but during the events allow for bigger halls and more routine guest arrivals. However, not all events are strictly connected to planetary events. As I'm sure you've noticed on your excursion, we are in autumn. Did any of you ever have a holiday in any of your worlds similar to that of Hallows End or Hallows Eve? Where
Probably not.
where something scary would happen on a specific day.
Do you know how vague that is? Scary shit just happens constantly.
About to say, this word at least, yeah.
So, you've all joined in a good and bad time. You see, we're coming up on Nightmare Day.
You My Little Pony ass motherfucker.
That's
So,
pretty bad if this is My Little Pony reference.
no, it's not.
It isn't.
I didn't even intend it to be.
Okay. Oh.
Well, I've ousted one person, 2 people actually, including myself.
Oh, no, I said that because you said it's a My Little Pony thing.
It's oh god, what's it called? It's called
It's
Nightmare. Moon, I
Nightmare's Eve.
think?
Yeah, Nightmare Moon. She was the sister of
Well,
Queen
you
Celestia.
just ousted yourself.
Of course, dude. I fucking watched the show. I'm watching it with Audrey.
That means there's only one odd man out. Get him, fella! Prove your point.
Goes on Nightmare Day, which is the day before winter happens. A specific creature called the Dread Grimworm appears. It is a monstrous creature which has very arachnid-like proportions.
Kent's face lights up.
Ugh.
It is an abomination against nature, let's just to be honest. But it's more than just that makes that day a nightmare. You see, to ensure that no creature comes across this side of the realm, to ensure that it is safe for everybody living on this side, the gods put it that the Infinite River has an enchantment put on either side, creating essentially a magic barrier preventing any sort of creature that is in the Endless Forest to come across any bridge. Except on the day of the nightmare. That day, for about 3 hours into the night, the magic holding the wall up dissipates and comes
So
back
basically,
after
the
that 3 hour
one day
period.
that's actually needed.
Yes. Even if it wasn't there, monsters would come over. If it wasn't for that wall, monsters would not appear. Because regular monsters also come across. Dire wolves, regular wolves, small, the weird mushroom creatures, treants, all sorts of weird creatures come across. But that is sort of the head of the event. Both me and Corazon attacking it have not been able to take it down. Then again, it's not been able to land devastating blows on those that are not as powerful as us. Somebody even upon your level of strength would most likely survive a direct attack from it, but you would definitely be worse for wear. We're coming up on that day. It is currently the 3rd day of the month. And on the 20th day is Nightmare Day. Then after that, when the sun rises, the Endless Forest will be covered in white snow. I've been attempting to create a spell to knock it into another planet. I don't know how well it's going to work, but I have named it appropriately Kaboom.
You can't just
Where's the
you can't just shoot a monster through the center of the planet.
Watch me.
I thought you were gonna say you can't just name a good spell Kaboom.
Well, obviously, if it's named Kaboom, it's gonna go big explosion.
You might have to fight in this You might have to fight this creature. I don't know. However, I will be having you, if you'll allow it, to be defending the front line from the many creatures that decide to come across the border. And then, and only if you manage to defend whatever comes across and you feel it capable, come over to the main thoroughfare, the main entrance into the city. The Grimworm always comes to the main bridge. That dagger might prove useful, I'm not sure, but you all could be useful in distracting it for allowing me to set up the spell. To be able to get something powerful enough to launch it as high as I need it to is going to take a bit of setup even from me.
I think you're getting into the territory where high turns into far.
It's... Yes. Trying to fight that thing's weight. Corazon cannot lift that thing, if that tells you something. So, trying to create a spell that is even theoretically possible of lifting that thing off the ground has been an endeavor between him and I for the better part of 754 years.
God damn.
We've tested it a few times to partial success. We're hoping this year will be better. But any amount of assistance would be greatly appreciated when the day comes. Is that all?
I believe so.
Are you going to need anything of us until then? Like
If I-
equipment or...
I don't need equipment from you. I can make that myself.
Or like ingredients?
Oh, I've got plenty, and if I need more, I can get it myself. Trust me, the ingredients I need for this are not something you're capable of getting. They are pricey and dangerous to acquire. However, if I do have any more quests for you, I would say I will be sure to send you some sort of message. But I will most likely be caught up in my studies and figuring out more magical capabilities. There is also always Corazorn's Guild. There are plenty of quests for hunting creatures and or gathering materials to be able to get gold, and of course always Wild's Magic Shop to be able to purchase magical items. If that's everything, then I would ask for you to leave, and the door opens. But he does not force you out this time. Any further questions, or are we good?
Is there a bell on his desk?
No.
Odd.
Damn.
One more question.
Yeah.
What happened to the guy that you were holding?
Oh, him. Yes. To keep him safe, if his story is to be true, I'm keeping him in a separate pocket dimension that has all his needs met. Going through the process of getting materials to do a full transfiguration, possibly changing his very race, giving him a pseudo-name, making him seem like a different person, so he doesn't have to deal with that again.
The witness protection program, so he doesn't have to deal with the 10 branches.
Hi, my name is Jeremiah.
Hi, my name is Jeremiah.
Yeah. Got it.
Got it.
Never suspected that.
And then when filing the tax forms, they accidentally write like orc instead of like they
Yeah.
write their actual race instead of their pseudo race.
Their new race that they've been transformed into.
Axtron.
All right, well, if that's all, ta-ta, and you all are pulled out of the door
Oh, dude,
and
the
are
magic
now
IRS must go nuts.
all in the main path, and you see it is now nighttime. The multiple planets are out. The millions of stars across the sky. What is it you'd like to do?
John kind of wants to go to sleep.
I'm about to say, can we all take a nap, please?
I'm kind of eepy.
All right, you all find your way towards the Magical Inn service,
I have a piece of metal I need to ominously stare at.
run by Vestra. You all make your way over. You find one right next to the bar, actually. You think probably for people who don't know their way after a large amount of drinking. You walk in and you see a different person sitting there. This is like a younger male, like dwarf sitting there. He's like, "Hi, I need rooms. Which one? You need one big for all four separate?"
4 separate. Alrighty. Make sure only hold 1 rune when going through the door. Otherwise, you will be torn asunder into multiple pieces, and we do not want to clean that up. Here you are. It hands you all separate runes. Just please step through at your own pace.
God, you could kill someone by as they go through just throwing your rune into it. Anyways, with that thought in my mind, I walk in.
You all walk in. You are all in your separate rooms, and if nobody has anything else they are doing, we are going to have our long rest.
Awesome.
Right.
All right.
Oh,
Oh, great.
I thought I was about to get kidnapped again.
It's always fun whenever that happens because he leaves first, and then it's like, okay, who's gonna come with next?
It
For-
could
for
be
a
one
split
of
second,
us
it's like,
next. We
okay,
don't
Who's,
know.
who's gonna leave? Who's gonna leave next?
John's busy having his main character moment.
That's crazy.
Must be having a crazy dream.
I had a pretty crazy dream.
Yeah, you immediately lock in and you recognize it is a Yen Kingdom. They are
Yeah, you know, like when I got kidnapped for like 5 minutes, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah. We were all like, is
I
he
was like,
gonna
you
be
were
freaking
gone
dead
for like
whenever
a
he gets back?
while.
I was. Like I said, as for me to know, I need to figure out.
Yeah, and by the way, you go to swing and the breathing is normal. You don't feel impedance. You're able to growl fine. You swing, bring one sword down, arm straight off, twirl around, head clean off. Bring one sword right through. Take him, slam him into another. You're just going through people. And you're in a bit of a clearing of the floor. What do you do? There's more coming. They start. It started at the front. It started from. It started
So.
from the front, but now they're all of
Nice weather, what happened?
Yeah. See that sky today. Talk about blue.
Wasn't it gray?
Sun shining in the sky.
Maybe. Talk about overcast.
up or down. Yes, so left.
Overcast as hell.
Here.
The
Immediately
sun
charge.
is
One swing straight
shining in the sky.
You immediately charge
There
through.
ain't a cloud in sight. It stopped raining. Everybody's in the light. Hey,
Recipe, why
don't
are you
you
so
know
red?
it's a beautiful new day. Running down the avenue.
Okay, that really took me like a good 10 seconds to realize what it was you were singing because it was so off.
You look like a freaking demon over there.
Drop your swords and somebody grabs you.
Oh my
by
god.
the neck, pulls you back, lower to the ground, and a sword straight into your throat, hitting you to the ground, twists it.
I just have a pack of easy please.
Black. As you're sitting there, choking, can't breathe, the blood is flowing from your lungs,
Okay, buddy.
Wow, nice.
Tell us what you know.
Bravo.
Nice. Very, very, very intimidating.
Very
How's it?
intimidating.
You would lose. Oh, you would lose advantage at that point.
Well, it's a work blade. I need it for where I work, so. Eh.
I'm trying my best not to listen, but it is very, very hard.
I could just brag about where I work and what I just bought today and stuff. I don't know. Some random ass selfish stuff. I just got sent something.
Hopefully John's not dead.
No, he's the main character energy.
You're very right actually. He has had a lot of main character energy. Just him getting ready to fight God. Normal stuff.
But at this rate, how many?
How many gods?
Well, we know there's like 10 gods.
Yeah,
But
and at this
I'm not
rate,
God
it
of
feels like he's
10.
pissed off every single one of them.
As far as I know, I'm pretty sure it's just the one, but still, it's a god.
A god, many gods.
But it's definitely been like 6
This
minutes.
might be longer than the whole spiel with Tylek. Whatever that was. Still have no clue what the heck that
Well,
was.
Well,
I say,
yeah,
all we know is that we have
It
an
would've been
abandoned
longer.
magic shop.
it would have been longer had I not almost immediately figured out what was happening.
Oh?
So,
Huh. I'll keep note of that.
because it wasn't. It could have been like 15 minutes.
Oh.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
That John
And-
Incorporated.
In your long rest,
And we find John dead on the floor.
you all.
Anyways,
succeed in
here's
a
my
long
new
rest.
character.
You successfully have a long rest, regain hit points, any spell slots that were used, all hit dice. You all walk out, and it's been a couple minutes, and John hasn't come out yet.
Let's say, could we knock on the door? But there are kind of no doors.
Probably.
I
Go and
asked
see if we
the
can check on him.
attendant.
Yeah.
And he's like
Hey.
partially asleep. He's
Like, ding,
Huh.
ding, 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 ding.
Just like,
God,
ju-
yeah,
"Hey,
just
can we check on
society.
our friend?"
lapping the table. What? All right. You're. Yes. Hi.
That's why we need a bell.
Yeah, a bell.
What is it that you need?
One of our friends hasn't woken up, and it's been a while. So we need to see if he's alright.
The big, scary blonde one, right?
Yeah, the one that don't talk.
Right. Which rune? Yeah, I gave him this one because it looks like the scar on his neck. Here.
Morbid.
I grab it and just walk through the door.
Look, I gotta remember him somehow.
John is sitting crisscross on his bed, just like the moment you step in, his head just.
What was he looking at?
He was just. He was looking at it. It's grown, is the best way I can describe it. The chunk of metal that he had is larger now. And he just.
What?
Like the
What the
metal part or like the
Yes.
weird black part?
The chunk of metal that I had the fucking moment with is larger now, or it's like more
So,
developed.
did all three of us
Like-
get let back in, or was it just Respy?
If you all want to have been, you can. You can all be there if you so desire.
I
Yeah, sure.
hold on,
Yeah.
John.
The moment a second person steps through, he slides it behind his breastplate and stands up off his bed.
I immediately turn around and push the person back through the door.
Alright, so yeah, Brenham, you walk through and then immediately get shoved back out. And Kent, you're about to walk through and Brenham comes back and bumps into you.
I guess we're not allowed back in there.
John, we're gonna talk about that. Would you please pull it out of your chest plate? Will you
This is like a
please
parent to a
expose your
child.
chest?
Show me your chest plate.
Show me your chest plate. Just for a moment, I won't take it, but I need to feel the chunk of metal.
John lets out a sigh, reaches underneath the breastplate, and pulls out. I don't know about what size it is, but I believe there is what looks to be wings on it.
Yeah, right now it
Wings.
just looks like as if like it's a flat piece of like greenish metal, and then on it is basically what looks like almost like a hieroglyph of a pair of wings.
Okay.
He like holds it like this, not
So-
letting go of it.
I take off my gloves I'm wearing, and I like reach off to like with the back of my hand to be like I'm touching it.
It feels just like a cold piece of metal.
Okay. And being a little bit closer, do I notice anything different other than the wings?
No, besides the fact that it's just larger, nothing else seems off about it. It's weird that this random unenchanted piece of metal is now suddenly bigger after a long night's rest, but
Kooky. Definitely not tied to me being pulled into the ether.
but yeah, you don't notice anything. It just looks like a piece of metal with black on it.
Okay. And did you figure out anything new about this? Other than the obvious? I guess it's the same situation where you can't discuss it.
John writes down, I'd rather not remember it right now.
Is it about your past life? I kind of just nod in acknowledgement. And, oh, whenever you're ready, we'll be in the lobby. I just walk out the door.
John follows.
Alright, you all walk out.
Kent's like, "Is our friend okay?"
Yeah, you guys good?
Hey, yeah, make sure I get those runes back. I'm gonna get in trouble if I don't. I forgot one time and I got fucking yelled at. Cool. Put
Just
them back
immediately
in
run
the
out the door, Paul. No.
have a wonderful time at the. No, I was supposed to say that first before you went to sleep. Shit.
This
Hope you
guy,
had a good night at the magical inn service.
There we
This guy's
go.
This
drunk
as
guy
fuck,
is
isn't he?
new.
I give him 4 stars, dude. He's
this
one
guy's
of my
drunk as fuck, isn't he?
Is that or
make-
he is a very brand new hire.
Make a perception check. See if you can either smell or see whether he is drunk.
A what check? A perception?
Perception. Perception or insight, I'll say.
I, is perception or insight? Insight's higher for me, so. He's just a guy. He's just a little. He must be new.
It must be
I
new.
can't pull this shit. Dude, what are your rolls?
Can I try?
Look,
Can I
look.
try?
When I get
Yeah, go ahead, roll.
What
Look,
was it? Either perception or insight?
Perception or insight.
Okay.
I swear to God, I feel like I'm
Look.
reading too far into this, but
Look-
there
look,
there are
Jen.
like wheels spinning in the back of my head, but I feel like it was just a one-off joke of the I lost one lol and not the I lost one shit that tells you where to teleport people. So what if it got put into Aurora's pocket? So she didn't get sent to the fucking place and instead got sent to one of these rooms. Anyways.
He he goes, cool, thanks. You can tell he's both a new hire and also tipsy. He is both.
Drunk on the first day of
He's
the
just-
job,
Like
bro.
he's like he was not expecting the hours to be this long, and he was not used to this. He was just like, fuck it, I'll have a drink. And he's right next to the bar. So
Ooh, there it is.
A
so
1 turned into 2 and
Went to
just kind
3
of
to 4.
so you're all outside. You have the piece of paper that has the address. You have the guild for other quests. You have Gorthadak's bar for any other questions, and we will go ahead and end the session there tonight.
Can I actually, before we end, can I have Kent
Mhm.
say something to the entire group before we end?
Yes.
Okay. So, what's the name of the creature again?
The Grim Dreadworm.
Like, as we exit the place, I'd like to think that Kent speaks up and says,
Or sorry, Dread Grimworm.
Dread Grimworm. Okay. So Kent
that what you
speaks
said?
up and says,
Yes. No, I said Grim Dreadworm.
oh,
like,
this is my friend,
As
Grim
soon-
Dreadward.
as soon as we get the chance, I want to make sure that we get to that Dread Grimworm. And he says this in almost like a menacing way,
This is how it's
but he is
so-
very smiley about it.
Alright.
The dread grimy worm.
Grimy worm.
Yes.
There's a grimy little fucking
ca-
worm, dude. God
The-
damn.
The motherfucking grime worm.
I am calling it the
Grimy worm.
Dreadworm, by the way. That's its name now to me.
The Dreadworm? I mean, go for it. It could have
Yes,
multiple
I'm
different
calling
I'll
it the
names.
shorten it.
That goes kind of hard.
Dreadworm.
It go kind of schnuddy.
Dreadworm.
Well, this has been a fun session full of revelations.
Also, Jen, you know, the role, it's either you get a lot of time with God or you get low rolls.
Yeah.
Or high roll. It's either time with God or high rolls. You only get one or the other.
One or the other, baby.
I got 2 23s this session, but
The rest were terrible.
So what did everybody think? Was everybody? I had more planned, but honestly, I'm happy that we ended beforehand. I like having more planned than what you guys do.
Very fair. I'm having a
Yes.
blast.
yeah,
That's
Okay.
great.
Oh yeah.
the mystery is great
Intrigue. Mystery.
because I guarantee you, specifically Trend and I are like, what are we not telling each other?
Oh, dude. I loved it because the fucking bell moment I had, I was like, I'm gonna ring the bell, it's gonna summon the dude, Respi's gonna try and say, no, we're not done, but John is done.
Yeah, no, because like I heard him say, I'm gonna ring the bell, and I immediately
You
was like,
started your sentence, and I was like, I
I
stand
was
up.
like, actually, no, we're not. He stands up.
Stands
Yeah,
up and leaves.
the gore that I saw Johnston was like, well, everybody must be ready. Let's go.
Whoop.
I didn't even finish eating my food yet.
You fucked idiot. Guess
I
you'll
didn't even get to
starve.
finish my Sunday.
I don't
You
even
should
like
order a smaller one.
You're in your private room and you watch a Sunday get sent through the door with a little rune attached to it.
I'll still hold with so much pride in my heart that I've been the most powerful wizard known to man make a fucking Sunday. All
Out
for
of pity.
all for trauma dumping in general.
Damn, that's sad. Have a Sunday.
Have a Sunday. It's like one of
Alright,
those
thanks so
fucking
much for coming by
propaganda
stream.
posters.
I hope you guys all have a great day.
Damn, that's sad. Have
Bye-bye.
a Sunday. Alright, I'm gonna go to bed because I opened.
Having
That's
having
fair.
us having